What is up? I am TJ. This is Uncommon, and so are you. Hey guys, this week we're wrapping up 2020, or as we like to say, 2020, wrap it up. We're talking about escorting 2020 out the door and give you an update what happened in 2020 and what we are planning for 2021. I am your host, TJ. If you're new to Uncommon, each week we focus on topics of husbands, dads, and leaders, and then throw in a couple of miscellaneous topics as well when we have the time or inclination. We try to encourage guys in their walk of life around the roles of husband, dad, and leader. And so this is our attempt, and we also have our website at uncommen.org. We have a ton of content there, as well as our YouTube channel and our social media. So if you are a guy, we have something for you. So as we look to kick 2020 to the curve, I'm reminded of the saying, hey, 2020, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. It's time for you to go. So let's jump into it, because this is a bit of a milestone type of session. In our other sessions, we tend to talk about a topic, bring in scripture, talk about some things around that topic to encourage guys, give them resources and that kind of thing. This one's a little bit of a wrap up for the year. We do one of these per year, has some milestones to it. So let's just jump into it. So 2020 quickly went sideways, off the rails, cattywampus, however you want to describe it. Many people, like ourselves, made plans, right? Weddings, vacations, jobs. They moved because of a job. They purchased a car, a house, or even had a baby. But 2020 didn't give a rip about our plans. And if you are a person who hates change, well, 2020 was your perfect storm. And even those who handled change well, I think, struggled with how much we had to change in 2020. So let's talk about the good and bad for a moment. So the bad, like, say your 2020 was relatively unimpacted. You still had your job, you still had your family time, whatever. I want to give you a window into just a couple things that other people may have been experiencing in 2020. That way you can keep that in mind when you're communicating with someone and saying things like, oh, mine's been great. I haven't noticed anything different. And not maybe showing some empathy toward other people, what they're going through. So they may have experienced a bad 2020, full of sickness, death. They may have lost loved ones, friends, and family. They may have lost their job, found themselves in an unemployment line for the first time in their lives. They're dealing with depression, anxiety, fear. They may have even got an eviction notice on their door. They're dealing with loneliness because of isolation and restrictions. Weight gain. If you're sitting at home all of a sudden, 15, 20 hours a day, eating, going through some depression, you may be experiencing some weight gain that you maybe not have done in the past. And to put the cherry on top, we had an election cycle that took place in 2020. Talking about beating a dead horse. That list could be 3 times that. But I just wanted to give you a little window into what other people may have been going through. Now, let's step away from the Eeyore section for a moment and talk about the good 2020. Now, if you are glass half full type person, this one's for you. A good 2020, you may have seen an increased time with family. Now that could be on the bad list or the good list. I enjoy spending time with my family. For me, it was a good thing. Sports. Never have sports been a needed distraction more so than this year. And even sports took a hit, whether it be bubbles or rescheduling games or even canceling whole seasons to push it somewhere else. Cooking. I imagine recipe websites and recipe books were inundated with people trying new recipes to cook while they're at home. Self-improvement. You may have spent time reading a book, listening to one online, finding a new artist, picking up how to play a guitar or a piano during this off season. You may have even done some exercise to lose some weight. DIY projects. I could probably film an episode of This Old House in my home over the last couple of months because my wife has had me hopping with some honeydews of this project and that. Fortunately, that wave has tapered down, and so now we've gone from this old house to this old man. And so while it was nice to work on a few of those things, I'm glad that is wrapping up as well. And then one that was probably not noticed in the past or maybe taken for granted was online streaming. Whether it be, say, a streaming service like Netflix or Disney Plus or Hulu or whatever, but more like conference calling, distance learning. Zoom stock, I think, tripled in value during this time. So there was some good that came out of 2020. Our next section is an uncommon 2020. Now, these are milestones, and we'll hit them relatively quick, just so that your eyes don't glaze over and like, that's great, TJ, you're just yammering at this point. But we wanted to show you that just because it was 2020, that we did not let off the gas pedal. We leaned into it, and we continued to reach and strive to spread the gospel. So, here are a few milestones you may not know about. This year, at the end of this year, we'll have had 50 devotions, 50 uncommon devotions on the YouVersion platform. That is a huge milestone. I'm sure other ministries do the same thing. For us, it is a huge milestone. We're tracking the analytics for that. 2 million subscriptions. That means 2 million people found enough value to start one of our plans. That is humbling, to say the least. And of that 2 million, 1.4 million people completed those studies. Now, those numbers are always going to be different. People start them, realize that this guy is crazy, or this may not be for me, or lose interest and never finish it. But 1.4 million people we've had the opportunity to encourage and speak into the name of Christ. That is fantastic and it's such a blessing. Our blog articles. So during the course of this time, we have been working on a few things. One of them, paring down some older articles, things that are out of date, so that they're not in our library, and when you go to them, they don't make sense anymore. Maybe talking about the app or being too topical about a subject, like, eventually 2020 topics will go away and not be as relevant 10 years from now. So we paired off some blog articles, but we still have over 325 blog articles in our library. And that grows every week as we write a new blog article weekly. We're up to almost a dozen Uncommon originals. Now, if you are a member, then you know that you know. If you're a member, these Uncommon originals are for you, free of charge. They come with a membership, and they are a deep dive into a topic. Where our blog articles tend to be about 650 words, these Uncommon originals are more like 2,000, 2,500. They take a deep dive into, and I'm using all these cliches, I'm sorry, a deep dive into a topic like spirit versus flesh, Jacks are Wild about communication, finding freedom, on and on. So next year, well, I'll talk about that later on. I'm getting ahead of myself. So that's 12 Uncommon originals. Now, you can see that it has a lot of writing goes on with Uncommon. How in the world does that take place? Not only do I have a team of people at Uncommon working on that, including myself, we have been blessed with over 40 authors that have submitted articles to write for Uncommon. That is humbling, to say the least, that these people not only found value in this ministry, but took time to write and submit that for our use. If you're interested, contact us. You can go to uncommon.org/writers and see our guidelines of how to write for Uncommon. Now, we have a membership program. It's a great way to support the ministry. It's $25 per year. $25 a year, that's a steal. It's a steal and a half. It's just over $2 a month. So we have over 350 members already in our membership program. Our charter program, so a membership program is for an individual, right? You want to take and get a little more, a deeper content, more content than you see right now. Because like say, let's use our blogs for an example. You see more content on blog articles when you are a member. When you're not a member, you see the article. When you are a member, you see the article, the questions, the challenge, and the audio of that blog article. And that's just a blog article. There are like 9 other features of membership. You also can check on our website about our package. Our charter program is for a small group. Where our membership program is for an individual, our charter is for small groups. So we have a guy who wants to lead a small group, steps up, starts our charter program. We provide him with all the materials needed for that charter, encouragement, how to run it, challenges for the group, resources, a ton of things to help that person succeed at taking his walk to the next level, as well as leading men as well. We have 34 charters. Our donors. So we have 14 donors that give on a monthly or at least frequent basis. And that is up by 130% since 2019. Let me say that number again. That number is up 130%. May not seem large to you, but being a 100% donor-supported ministry, each donor is like gold. And they range. They range from $20. They range up to, we've had some gentlemen give $3,500. That is fantastic, and we are so thankful for all of our donors and their continued support. We have 3 advertisers that advertise on our website every year that pay to be on our website. Whether they get a lot out of it, they never let us know. I know we lead traffic to them, but this is how they give back, and we give back to them by funneling some traffic their way. If you're interested, look on our website for advertising. Sales. So sales would include books, gear, wristbands, charters, memberships. That is up 18% compared to last year. Our social media. We're over 31,000 followers on Facebook. Our YouTube channel has over 1,000 subscribers and has hit our 4,000 watched hours. And I'll tell you why that's important in the next section. We have over 177 videos in our YouTube channel library. We had 2 speaking engagements in 2020, both virtual. One was in Atlanta at a men's group, a breakfast group with about 400 or 500 people attended. And one was in Iowa, a little more intimate setting, was talking about a dad conference. And so we're very thankful for those 2 speaking engagements. Our partnerships. We have YouVersion, Olive Tree, Armored Coffee, Covenant Eyes, Page Progressive, Cornerstone Wealth Planning, and PPG, which stands for Professional Planning Group, as well as the 611 Network. Now, that was 2020. So now we're talking about an uncommon 2021. So in the start of 2021, there were a few things, big things happening. A new website. January 5th or 6th, we're launching our new website. We've been spending a couple of months working on the redesign, new functionality, better hosting, better performance, better security. And that is that's our flagship. That's our big project that launches the 1st of 2021. Our Uncommon Originals that were every other month are going to go to a monthly process. So we'll have 12 of those per year. We're going to streamline our charter solutions. Right now we have a virtual, we have a starter pack, and a jack pack. So our virtual is $50 a year, our starter is $100 a year, and our jack pack is $150 a year. In 2021, we're just going to have one offering of our charter, and it's going to be virtual for $50. All digital, nothing printed, nothing in the mail to help mail cost, and that's going to be $50 per year. Our membership package, we're going to offer a yearly cost, like $25 a year, and then we're going to offer a monthly cost option. Our YouTube channel will come online as another source of funding. So back when I was talking about that 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watched hours, that is the bar that YouTube sets to become monetized. Now, we may make $2 a month off of our YouTube channel. I have no idea what it's going to be in 2021. But we'll never earn a penny if we don't invest effort into it, growing it. And we have been growing it all probably by the second half of 2020. So help us by watching videos there. We're going to start to offer all of our books, our volume sets, on Amazon as well as Kindle to get in front of a larger audience and then get commission from that. We're planning on speaking at 4 engagements in 2021. None of those are planned. That is just in prayer mode. So if you are a church out there or an organization that is looking to co-host an event, have us speak at, we're doing virtual engagements in 2021. Nothing in person, all virtual. Our 3-in-1 series. So we did a test run this past fall. It's called 3-in-1. It's 3 people talking about one topic. And those 3 people could be different backgrounds, different age groups, different races, different genders, whatever. But it's 3 different perspectives talking about one topic. First one we did was about marriage communication. And then we're trying to be a little more ambitious this year. We're going to try to do an 8-part video series which we're going to try to package for churches to use, for their men groups, as well as our charters to use as well. So that's our Uncommon 2021. Our goals, just a couple of goals here I'll throw at you. We have more than this, but a couple of goals. We want to increase our monthly donors from 6 to 12. So if you are on the fence, I know 2021 has hit your pocketbook and there is nothing to be given. If you can't give, pray for us, please. If you can give, how about $5 a month? It does not need to be anything more than that. You might find $5 a month, put some skin in the game, and get active with this ministry, helping us reach people with the gospel worldwide. We're trying to increase our membership from about 350, 360 to 600 in 2021, at the end of 2021. And then we're trying to develop that video series. We're trying to raise money for a better camera, some better sound equipment, and maybe some lighting, maybe even a backdrop, even though I know everybody digs Frankie holding my Saints hat. But we're trying to develop a video series and want it to be high quality. So as we always do with our sessions, we have a truth and grace section. So in the truth part, it takes a team of people praying, communicating well, developing content, and donations to grow this ministry, to spread the gospel to more people around the world. It's an ugly truth of nonprofits that we run on completely on donations. And no one hates to ask for donations more than I do. That's why we always try to give something in return for your donation. And it's not just us saying, give us money. So we try our best to give something back so you get something in return. The grace part of this, Matthew 9:37 through 38. Then he said to his disciples, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore, pray earnestly to the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers in this harvest. We need laborers, and you can see by our list of things we've done in 2020, with a very small team, a very small budget, how much more we could do with twice and 3 times the budget or team of people. And so I'd like you to be praying about that, how to get involved, whether it be financial or writing or prayer team, helping us on social media in the sense of spreading the word, watching videos on YouTube to help get those numbers up. All of that, those are ways to help with Uncommon. And so every time we do a Uncommon Live, we always have devotions, articles, and videos related to the topic. And I'll put this in the description of this video. But we have devotions, we have More Than Conquerors, Reclaiming Your Identity as a Man, and Being a Man for All Seasons. All 3 of those are on the YouVersion app. Our articles, Uncommon Goals for Husbands, Uncommon Goals for Dads, and Uncommon Goals for Leaders. Those were written last year. It'd be interesting to reread those again in the light of 2020. I'm going to go back and reread those because when I wrote those, 2020 looked very human. So our videos for this segment is God Goals, Standing Firm, and Proactive versus Reactive. So I hope you didn't get too bored. I hope I didn't overwhelm you. I just wanted to give you a sense of what took place in 2020. It wasn't all bad. There was some good. We were about our Father's business all year long. Whether it's rain or shine, we're going to be working, trying to spread the gospel of Christ. And we do that through our content, live sessions like this, our videos, our books, all that. To get that done, we need help. That's all. Whether it be financial, prayer, writers, watchers on our watch team. So there are many ways to get involved. And so if we have been a blessing to you at any point in time in 2020, if we've been there at a time when you needed us the most to maybe speak a word of encouragement, please pray about helping us and getting us to the next level of ministry so that we can reach more people worldwide. We get emails and feedback from people literally around the planet. And so my goal is to get things to a point where maybe we're in other languages. And so that would only take more resources and that we have currently. And so I hope you can see our heart in this is not for making money. It's to spread the gospel. And unfortunately, it requires time, effort, and resources. So I hope you guys, this will be your New Year's Eve. And it'll be much different than previous New Year's Eves. And so I hope you have a fantastic and safe New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And we can kick 2021 off well. That we're still focused on Christ, the God of 2019 in 2020 is still on the throne in 2021 and is in no less control than he was before. Thank you for your support all year. We're just getting going. 2021, I don't care how it turns out, it's going to be a great year because we're going to push and we're going to lean in and we're going to push the gospel and share it with people more than we did in 2020. And so, as we always say, if you're going to be something, be uncommon. Have a fantastic day, guys. I love you.